Welcome to Ag Shorts. I'm Calen. He's Brandon. Today, we're talking about taking calves to town. We've preconditioned throughout the year. They went to summer pasture. They got nice and fat, hopefully. And they've got their brands on them. Everything's set. And they are going to town to get sold. What's the process for doing all that?
Well, some depends. Sometimes they're sold, if you got a broker or a buyer ahead of time. If you've contracted your calves early, you set a price for them, or if you haven't, then you get whatever they go for at market. So, it depends on which direction you go. We're a smaller group, so we don't quite fill a truck that could be full of calves. But sometimes if you get groups of us like-minded people together and you go with the same broker, which is a good idea, then you can sell your calves in mass and maybe get a little bit better
Kind
price
of
for
like a
them. And then
co-op then.
kind of like a co-op, exactly right. Yeah. And try to work some of those things out, on your own with other neighbors, or you'll get a buyer that tries to do the same thing where they've got a bunch of people that they know that are close. Same type of concept, but you get those calves ready for sale. As the preconditioning we've previously talked about, your initial shots in the spring and then precondition in the fall so that they're ready to go ahead of time before. And I think honestly, unless you've probably really verified that you're doing that and you've documented it with your lot numbers on your vaccines and everything, I think a lot of those guys are buying cattle through the ring. They could have been preconditioned earlier, be good, but they're not taking a chance on it. When they come off the truck, they get vaccinated again. Wouldn't surprise me at all. I
Yeah.
think that's probably a good common practice for them to do.
Just to
They're not going
double
to take
check
a
and make sure
chance.
nobody's fudging paperwork and so
Right.
on.
Or
Yeah.
yeah, just plain lying about it. I mean, that's possible. Or somebody could get missed. I mean, that can happen too. You can just, you know, miss a critter or two here, something happens, you couldn't find them, bring them in later, and they just get sent in with a bunch. I mean, that can happen. I can see different ways where legitimately they get missed, but most time people are pretty good about that, I think.
How long does it normally take to get calves into town?
Well, it depends on what you do. For us, it's generally it depends on where they're at. If we're out on summer pasture, we can, if we were to go to just to the sale yards or somewhere else where they're going to be picked up, or a truck is going to come and fill out a load and pick them up, we can gather in the morning, be gathered at daylight, or start gathering at daylight, bring them into the corrals, and within a couple of hours, sort. Might take another hour or so, depending on how it goes and how many people you got and if they're competent with a gate. And then from there, you can then make another cut. You're cutting your cows off from your calves, turning your cows out, and then go ahead and sex those calves. So you're basically separating the heifers from the steers, and then they can load from there and put them in appropriately how they want, or they just load them all up. But generally, they say if you got a truck and it's going to take all your calves, and that is the truck. A lot of times they'll take the steers and put them on first, and they'll put them on the bottom of the truck. And I've seen this happen. They'll leave with all your steers on there. They've already got a tear weight on the truck empty. They'll go with those steers. They'll weigh it again. Now they know what the steers weigh. They'll
Yeah.
come back. They'll put the heifers on. Usually, then the lighter ones go on the top of your trailer, and they'll take them in, and you'll get another weight. That way, you've got your tear weight, you've got your steer weight, and then you've got your heifer weight, and then you can
Yeah,
be
that's smart.
paid accordingly right off of those. And it's kind of a pain in the butt for a truck driver and for a crew that's waiting there. But if you've got multiple trucks, you load them each that, and then now you've got just a little convoy coming back, and or if you've got enough of those, you just have all steers in a truck and they're gone. But if you have a mixed load like that with steers and heifers, that's kind of how you have to do it. But
Hmm.
you get the tear weight, you get loaded weight, and you're gone. Or you have a portable scales there, and you're weighing them individually as groups as they go on, and then you get your weight that way. So anymore with the portable scales are somewhat affordable, really. If you're using them to run a lot of cattle on it, then they can pay for themselves. But Truck drivers don't normally like to back up, fill their load, go away and come back and back up and load again and go load. That's a pain. It really
Yeah.
is. But I've seen that done a lot of times.
Well, that's us taking calves to town.